Welcome to the Job Descriptions activity. UNA School District appreciates your willingness to help with this rather large task of updating and in some cases creating from scratch job descriptions. Job descriptions are important right now because they are a key component to establishing a new salary schedule for the classified staff. Our job descriptions were last updated in 2005, and it is supposed that minimal updates were done then. We recognize those who know the job descriptions the best are the ones who are doing the work. Our goal is to ensure that our job descriptions are accurate. The updated job descriptions will be important for evaluation, recruitment, and retention of employees. But especially right now, we need the job descriptions to be accurate in order to accurately build the new salary schedule. Good job descriptions are based on responsibilities, not on tasks. There are three main components of a job description: the relationships necessary for the position, the responsibilities of the position, not the individual tasks, and the abilities needed to be able to do the job well. I'm going to read to you what two secretaries wrote regarding their job descriptions. The first one is focused on tasks. I'm very busy. I answer all the incoming calls for the department and route them to either my boss or her two direct reports. If the call is for my boss, I find out what the person wants and then either deal with it myself or pass it on to her as appropriate. I also do a lot of filing, both electronically and on paper. I file everything having to do with the ongoing projects my boss and her two direct reports are working on, all the proposals, invoices, correspondence, statements of work, etc. Oh, and then whenever there's a report due, like the monthly financials for the department, or if my boss is preparing a presentation for the board or anything like that, I create it for her on the computer on PowerPoint or Excel or whatever's most appropriate, and then make sure it's printed out and that there are copies for everybody. And the meetings where they go over the presentations, that's part of what I do too. Set those up and make sure the room has everything that's needed. Oh, and not just meetings to make presentations, but any meetings or parties that we have. And then just miscellaneous stuff, things they want me to find out or look up or know. Get them information about new products or approaches. And fairly often there are follow-up activities to do as a result of the things they've had me research. The second secretary is focused on responsibilities, not tasks. Listen to the difference. Well, one of my main responsibilities is communication between our department and the rest of the organization. Whether it's by phone, email, or in the form of presentations or reports, I work with my boss to make sure that needed communication goes in all directions in a timely and accurate way. Then I'm also the department archivist. I'm responsible for maintaining a complete and up-to-date filing system for information relating to all the projects our department is working on. My boss has also made me responsible for organizing any events or meetings the department holds. Finally, I complete a variety of projects as assigned by my boss or her direct reports. The main difference between these two examples is the task-based description seems disorganized and appears to be someone who needs more direction and seems to be less productive. The relationship-based or the responsibility-based description seemed more professional and appeared to have a better concept of what they're doing and why they're doing it. When writing job descriptions, it is important to remember to focus on responsibilities, not tasks. By doing this, we will be more clear and organized. We will clarify the scope of the job better, and we will clarify the skills and characteristics needed to do the job well. Individual tasks change over time, but responsibilities are more stable. We will be asking you to identify your key responsibilities without listing individual tasks. If you have a hard time identifying your key responsibilities without including tasks, you can use this procedure. After thinking of something you think might be a responsibility, you can ask yourself, why do I do this? And write down the answer. Thinking of that answer, ask again, why do I do this? You can ask that question again and again until the answer is something like, to make the district successful, or to make sure students acquire the critical skills and attributes of a productive citizen. Once you get to an answer like that, just go back one answer, and that's most likely your responsibility. Here's an example. A salesperson might write down, to make 20 cold calls in a week. Why? To find new sales opportunities. Why do I do that? To generate sales revenue. Why do I do that? To make the company successful. So if I go back one and look at the answer, the responsibility is to generate sales revenue. So you can notice that that's a little more broad than the previous statements. Making 20 cold calls in a week is a task, not a responsibility. These three elements are important to a job description. We need to identify the key ongoing relationships your position needs to maintain to be successful. We already talked about responsibilities. We also need to know the skills, knowledge, and competencies someone needs to possess in order to do the job well. Included in this Safe Schools training is a link to a survey. This survey will ask you to type in your name, your location, your job title. It will also ask you who your supervisor is, the position, not necessarily the person. Do you have any direct reports? If so, we want you to list what positions report directly to your position, if any. Other key teams or positions. So other teams or individuals with whom this person will need to work closely in order to be successful in this position. All of our positions have some type of a team that they work with. Key responsibilities. The 4 to 6 major results this person must produce or accomplish. So we only want 4 to 6 of these main responsibilities listed. No tasks. We also want the abilities. What skills, knowledge, and capabilities are needed by someone if they're going to be successful in fulfilling this responsibility. Now again, let me thank you in advance for taking the time to click on the link and help with the development of job descriptions. Your efforts will benefit you as well as others.